Well, let's see if any of this stuff works and if I can remember how to even get the studio going here. Hopefully, y'all can hear me and see me. I don't know. But welcome to the first ever Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival War Room. This is it. You do not need to adjust your YouTube screens. You have arrived at the War Room. Everything is frozen on my end. No idea what's going on here. This is crazy, man. Crazy. I don't even know if it's working. Can somebody let me know what's up in the chat. This should be good. Should have audio. Should have everything going on. But I don't know. It's been a while. There we go. Thank you, Grit and Grace, Teresa. Oops, appreciate it. Everything just kind of caught up there the last second. Welcome to the War Room, everybody. Rob B, good to see you. I got a message from a subscriber today who said we're going to get fried Friday. So this is my rendition of we gonna get fried Friday. Tigress, Grit and Grace, JBS, Teresa Buchanan, Colleen Rich, Pritchard, King Corso, Rob B, Happy Mac, Judy Prepper, Sir Gregor, TDDR, Anthony Crouch, Ohio Valley Prepping, all in the house so far this evening. Let's see. Nothing to it but to do it, right, folks? Let's get right into it. Things are not good. I'm going to go over I'm going to refresh this now. And let's see, 4 minutes ago, Iranian ballistic missiles were recorded over the northern West Bank. A short time ago, Iranian ballistic missiles were intercepted ongoing right now over Tel Aviv. That was 5 minutes ago. Sirens in Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, Burbesk, and the Negev and Galilee. Not good. None of this is good. That much I can promise you for sure. JBS, 100%. Can't worry about what you can't control. But the onslaught, man. I did not see everybody slugging this out like this. Out of nowhere, apparently. Apparently this was supposed to take place back in April, right? And they delayed it. Gnostic, good to see you. Princess Buttercup Preps, good to see you. Long time no see. Moon Sprouts in the house. MD. There are strikes ongoing back and forth like it's nobody's business. I'm going to share this right in the chat for y'all, so you can check it out for yourselves. This is Universal Awareness Maps. There's a lot of points on these maps. That's all I can say. Check it out for yourself. It's not looking good. This is all out warfare between the two countries, hands down. And I don't think it's going to stop. Drop that in the chat for y'all one more time. Check it. You can select any place on God's green earth that you want and check it out live. Let's get into some more news. The United States is actively helping shoot down incoming missiles over Israel. Iran launched dozens. Actually, I heard the number was over 100 ballistic missiles towards Israel Friday night in retaliation for Israel's surprise attack early Friday. Israel struck the heart of Iran's nuclear program, killing several nuclear scientists as well as high-ranking military leaders, according to Israeli officials. This is abcnews.go. I am going to copy and paste this bad boy right in the chat for y'all, so you can check it for yourselves. Let's see. Key headlines. Israeli defends attacks of national preservation. Iran claims 78 killed, 320 injured by Israeli attacks. U.S. officials to UN Security Council, Iranians' leadership would be wise to negotiate. At least 41 injured in Iranian attacks on Israel. U.S. is assisting in shooting down missiles headed to Israel. Iran launches a second round of missiles towards Israel. That was at 2:40 p.m. today. Attacks will last for days, maybe even weeks, the IDF officials say. Israeli attacks in Iran are ongoing. Ex-NYC prepper, good to see you, brother. Israel says at least 1 dead and 41 injured. Iran claims 78 killed, over 300 injured. These numbers are going to grow exponentially in the coming hours and days. This is all-out war, folks. This is what it looks like. Some of these pictures coming out of here are incredible. I'm sure y'all have seen the one, everybody uses it as a thumbnail, of the missiles going back and forth, the Iron Dome. Same thing, just grander scale. They are targeting residential buildings as well as military infrastructure. This next article is from AP News. Dubai, the United Arab Emirates, AP, Israel launched blistering attacks. It's basically a reiteration of the same exact article from abcnews.go. And I will copy and paste that in the chat here for y'all. I'm not even going to dig into this one because it's like literally verbatim the exact same article. A lot more photographs and infographics to go along with this. It's not good, guys. Definitely not good. What do we got here? Copy and paste. Boom.
That was easy.
Got it. Oh man, Iranian missiles strike Israeli military headquarters in unprecedented attack. Iranian ballistic missile struck Israeli military headquarters known as the Kiryat, the country's version of the Pentagon, a direct hit during a major escalation in the conflict between Iran and Israel. This is Israel's version of the Pentagon. The building on its compound was just hit, reported Fox News chief foreign correspondent Trey Yingst from Tel Aviv. There is significant damage. The strike was part of a massive Iranian response to Israeli attacks on nuclear facilities and top IRGC leadership. Around 150 Iranian ballistic missiles targeted the country throughout the evening, Yingst said. They targeted not only residential areas, but they are targeting military installations. Yingst and his crew were forced to shelter underground as missile sirens sounded. We had to run to an apartment building. One of the explosions was so loud it shook the building we were in. Despite active Israeli and U.S. missile defense systems, including Iron Dome, David Sling, Arrow, Patriot, and THAAD missiles, still got through. It's not enough to stop the incoming fire, Yingst said. We saw missiles slamming into the ground, causing significant damage and killing at least one person. He added, these ballistic missiles make the rockets that were being fired from Gaza look like toys. Tiffany Hartman, good to see you, sister. Hope all is well. Wow. Israeli officials say more strikes are likely. The country remains at a state of alert, a state of emergency, Yingst reported. And this is just the beginning of what is a quickly developing war between Israel and Iran. 27 minutes ago, Israel warns of a fourth round of missiles launched from Iran. Alerts were activated in several areas of the country following the discovery of missiles launched from Iran into the territory of the State of Israel, the IDF wrote on X. The public is asked to obey the Home Front Command's instruction. The IDF said at this time the Air Force is working to intercept and attack wherever necessary to emulate and eliminate the threat. The defense is not hermetic, therefore the Home Front Command's instructions must continue to be followed. Iran has launched multiple strikes against Israel over the past 24 hours in retaliation for Israeli strikes targeting nuclear facilities. I'm very interested to see if there has been any radiation leaks from them targeting these nuclear facilities, right? I haven't heard anything about that at all so far today. Christ My King says, saw a report, said it's planned for 14 days. Could very well be. Gene W., good to see you, sister. Hope all is well. I'm not sure where this is going to go, guys, but it's going to get a whole lot worse for both of those countries right away. Right away. It sounds like they're throwing the large ordnance at each other. Ballistic missiles obviously can be topped with just about anything, right? 8 hours ago, Israel reported that they had air superiority over the entire country of Iran. I thought that was very interesting. Man, all these articles, they're like all from Reuters. They're all the same exact thing. That is a scary thing as well. That they're all like the exact same talking points, exact same words, exact same everything. How can that be? I thought there was more than one news agency. Mainstream news gonna get you. So, in other news, how's the rest of the world responding to all this, right? Putin's generals call for a massive mobilization as he declares World War III has already started. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said his country's military had targeted Iran's attempt to build nuclear bomb with its overnight strikes. Vladimir Putin general claimed today that World War III has already started following the Israeli strikes on Iranian soil Thursday night. Major General Aldanovov, 51, urged the Kremlin to carry out mass mobilization of up to 1 million fresh troops. Million Russian troops. In a message publicized in the social media platform Telegram on Friday, the deputy chief of the Russian Armed Forces' main military political directorate wrote, "We need to declare mobilization." He's a prominent propagandist and the commander of the Chechen-based Special Forces. He added, "We need to prepare at least 500,000 people in advance, but realistically 1 million people. We need to call them up and start prepping them for the fact that the war has already begun, which we already know is happening, World War III, but it has already taken on a new turn and a new momentum." I do not think he's wrong with that. Chance Paladin, I broke free from the tile prison to get to the war room. So a lot of reiterations here, man. A whole lot of them. This article is actually, you got to go to foreign sources, honestly. This is the express.uk just to find some different information and different talking points. Johnny Highwood says, watch Romania. So I did a little bit of digging, right? Not a lot, just a little bit of digging this evening to look into defense treaties, right? Who has a defense treaty with Iran? So I typed that into the search bar. I typed that into Wikipedia. I don't know that there is one. I don't think there's an actual signed treaty. I think there may be coordination between militaries and things like that. But I don't know that there's an actual defense treaty with Iran. I don't know. The closest I could find is the Russia-Iranian Comprehensive Strategic Partnership, and that's it. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing else. They have the same thing with North Korea. Russia does anyway. So I think they play buddy-buddy, but nothing's really in there in writing. Gene W., no problem. Yeah, I'm not finding anything on treaties with Iran. Nothing. JBS says it's funny how all foreigners and not here. It's funny how this big protest is scheduled for tomorrow. Just saying, how do you evade America? Get the Walmart billions behind it, right? Gene W., correct. Russia, North Korea, China, and Iran. And last I heard, there was some, the Chinese aircraft carrier, right? That thing was on its way here. West Coast. I'm not too worried. It's made in China. Just saying. The protests are what's next on the menu. Boom. Cherokee, no, I didn't forget about the BRICS. I actually talked about that earlier in the live stream. You know, the BRICS nations are, they're not going to be happy that you're slapping around their money buddy, right? Ooh, Jasswinder says they do have the negotiation with the BRICS countries. That's scary, man. That's scary. We supply weapons to some of those people, right? So NBC New York has a list of planned locations for No Kings protests. I am going to scap these off right here. Boom. Copy that jammy and paste it right here. Kablamo. And then I will copy this one as well. Come on. Here we go. The mouse is a-working. So I do think rain, says the Irishman. Yeah, that's what's in the forecast for tomorrow. Rain, I do believe. Let's see. Let's dig into the weather underground and see what's going on in our neck of the woods here tomorrow. Tonight, 75% chance of rain. Tomorrow, it says there is an 80% chance of rain here in the Hudson Valley. And tomorrow night, it'll be cloudy. Chance of rain. Tiffany said, I thought you were talking about the bricks and rocks and other things left behind for the protesters to use. No, we were talking about the bricks that is Oh man, Brazil, I believe. Brazil, India, or Brazil, Iran, China, Russia, and Saudi Arabia, I believe. I believe that was the BRICS. Tiffany, yeah, like 80 weekends in a row. We've got a record going here in the Hudson Valley. It's rained every weekend, rained or snowed every weekend since November. But rain in the forecast here. Let's check Manhattan for tomorrow. Tomorrow, rain, 72% chance of rain. Tomorrow night, rain. And that is a 55% chance. So there you go, 55% chance people are going to riot or not. Folks don't riot in the rain. They're soft rioters, right? They don't like to get wet. I'm saying. Brazil, India, Russia, South Africa, China. Oh, Jasswinder, thank you. Appreciate it. East of Albany towards Vermont. You ain't far. We could throw a baseball and hitch it, Tiffany. Close by. Neighbor. Howdy, neighbor. Sandy M says in Texas, it's hotter than hell. The news is really pushing the farms, Eric Johnson says. Absolutely. Just about, Tiffany. Just about an hour. If that. I'm right around an hour to Albany, so. And JBS says, if it ain't raining, we ain't training. That was last weekend. Airsoft in the rain. I still have all of that footage here on my camera, and I still haven't plugged it into the PC and done anything with it yet, but I will. Jasswinder says, sir, please talk about the India air crash. We can dive into that. I saw the lone survivor to that. That is incredible. How many fields are planted in corn by me, says Johnny Highwoods. I would say probably half of them. They rotate the corn and the soy all the time. So I would say probably half of them. Half of them are corn. The other half are soy for the most part. Yeah, the sole survivor. That's nuts. Where did the article go? It's gone, replaced by Israel in Iran. No news on the lone survivor. All right, let's share a little bit of this guy's story here, because this is remarkable, to say at least. 240 people, and he doesn't know how he made it out of there alive. Tiffany Hartman said, I just saw the U.S. Embassy is under attack in Iran. I am not surprised. Ohio Valley Prepping, that's right. I will be on 0 Hour Podcast. I believe it's on Rural 2IC's channel on Sunday evening. Yeah, should be a great time. Looking forward to the conversation, and the audience puts forth all the questions on that. So you got to show up if you want to ask me something. Get in there and ask away.
That was easy.
The sole survivor of the India air crash that killed over 240 people also doesn't know how he made it out alive. But lying in a hospital bed on Friday morning, Ramshi did his best to explain. I can't believe it myself how I came out of it alive, because for a while I thought I was going to die as well. He told the broadcast DD News, but when I opened my eyes, I saw that I was alive, so I tried to open my seatbelt, but I was unable to get out. He was one of the 242 people on board the London-bound Boeing 787 Dreamliner that crashed in northwestern Indian city of Ahmedabad shortly after takeoff on Thursday. Everyone else on board died, and authorities say casualties will likely also include people who were inside the medical college hostel that the plane struck. Ramshi, whom Indian Air identified as a British national of Indian origin, lives in London with his wife and child. The 40-year-old was returning to the UK with his brother after visiting family abroad when tragedy struck. So he lost his brother in the accident. After takeoff, after 5 to 10 seconds, it seemed like the aircraft was stuck, he said, adding that the green and white lights came on inside the plane before it hit the building. Videos from the scene suggest that the plane was in the air for only about a half a minute before descending and crashing in a blaze of fire. He was sitting in front of the wing. They actually have a diagram of this here. This article is from npr.org. Seat 11A. Ramshi was sitting in seat 11A, a window seat, in the first exit row of standard economy, according to the passenger jet list released by the airline. He said his part of the plane landed on the ground floor of the hotel, and he noticed the emergency door was broken by the impact. When my door broke, I saw there was a bit of space, Ramshi said, so I tried to get out, and I was able to get out. Speaking to The Hindu, Ramshi clarified that he hadn't needed to jump out of the plane. I just walked out, he said. A video shared by Indian media shows Ramshi in a white t-shirt smeared with what looked like blood and dirt limping towards an ambulance. He can be seen in an interview with a laceration on one side of his face and a bandage on his left hand, which he said was burnt slightly in the fire. Incredible, man. Wow. This guy should going to be studied, right? Somebody is going to scap this dude up and start seeing if he's got the Wolverine DNA. Dr. David Gamet, who treated Ramshi at the Ahmedabad Civil Hospital, told the Associated Press he was disoriented with multiple injuries all over his body, but seemed to be out of danger. His survival story, however, is bittersweet. His brother AJ, sitting across an aisle 11J, was among the many killed. Well, there was a whole lot of other people that died, like 241 of them. Incredible. And another tragedy for Boeing, right? Wow. 787-8. In the economy class. AB. Nah, I quit a while ago. Used to be 2 packs a day. That is incredible. I'll paste this in the chat for y'all one more time. Kablamo. Let's see. You know what I want to do? I want to check the weather for Los Angeles this weekend. Let's see. Here's San Francisco. Get the 10-day forecast. Oh man, they got like perfect weather. 60s and sunny. 60s and 70s and sunny. Phew. Aldo, what's good, brother? AB, appreciate it. Where else is it gonna get? Supposed to get shitty this weekend. Who knows, man? XMYC, I've been working. That's for sure. I've been working. Outside, inside, all over. Gene W says, what time was the crash? Let's see. Thursday. I don't know a specific time. It doesn't really give a time. It just said shortly after takeoff, it crashed into a building that was a hostel. Yeah, they don't give a time here at all, Gene. Rain for the next week, Grit and Grace. Good golly. Is our weather that bad for the next week? Get back to home. Wow. Let's check out the 10-day. Looks like Sunday it'll be cloudy, Monday cloudy, Tuesday cloudy, Wednesday cloudy, Thursday thunderstorms. Friday mostly sunny, partly cloudy, partly cloudy. We never get a straight sunny day anymore. Agreed, Tiffany. Lots of off and on showers. PM thunderstorms on Thursday. Otherwise, it looks like we'll be watering the gardens this week, right? Fantastic. Hopefully not with heavy water. So what can we do about this? Inventory your preps, right? Check, make a checklist. Make that no comms plan you've been avoiding. Talk with your family and friends. Let them know what the plan is, if there's a plan, if you're including them in the plans, right? Some folks, well, let's face it, they ain't in the plan. Sorry. Is what it is, right? So, Chance Paladin says, practice your radios this weekend and check the batteries and water at the very least. That's right. Amen, Grit and Grace. A no comms plan needs to be a plan for sure. 100%.
That was easy.
Jaswinder Wanderer, do I think Elon Musk made a mistake after attacking President Trump? I think that whole spat was a distraction from the fact that the news was starting to talk about this Israel going after Iran thing. Honestly. Aldo, I got a ham license. If you have a ham license, if shit hit the fan, nobody gives a damn about that license, to be honest with you. So it'll be what it is. I think so too, Grit and Grace. I think they were just saying wild shit to work people up into a frenzy, right? Crayon says to distract him from burning his cars during the riots. That's right. You love your Yaesu. They're great radios. I have one myself. It was a gift from a great friend of mine. Rip Curl Readiness. Good to see you, brother. Aldo, I'm only licensed to the very bottom of the HF bands. So I have, what do you call it, a technician license? So I'm a tech, and I don't get a lot of HF bands, but I know HF is the way if you want to communicate over long distance. So when I was getting my ham license, I decided to get a GMRS license same time, because why not? It's just another $30. I'm already on the website, already have all that information in there. Just pay the $30, and then I license the whole family for 10 years. So pretty cool. And GMRS isn't bad short range, especially if you get some of the higher power Midland radios. They go max wattage on those things. I think there's a link for those bad boys somewhere down in the description section. Thank you, Aldo. General and extra. That's right. Jericho Fox. Amen. You better have water. Chance, they got really cool little stubby antennas for them too that work really well. Ooh, Aldo, I think it's 10 years with a 2-year grace period, so you might be back getting your license again anyway. Do I prefer running at track ground or going to the gym? I prefer working and hiking. Yeah, RNN. We don't run. Gene W says, fill your gas tank. Good advice, Gene W. Henry Stitcher. Howdy. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, bottom line, Israel and Iran going to keep slugging. Let's hope none of these rockets end up in territory it's not meant to be in, because that can cause a problem and things get out of control real quick. Make a plan, have an exit strategy, have a couple different bug out routes, right? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. This is reiteration of things that we say here on the channel all the time. I don't know, man. I don't know where it goes from here. I don't know what's going to come of it. Some say this is the beginning of World War III. I don't know if they're wrong. I think Russia invading Ukraine was actually the very beginning of World War III. I think the history books in the future will show that. Bottom line is history is being made by the minute here. So make sure your preps are in order. Do some comms checks. Make the no comms plan. Make the no comms plan. Know what direction you're going. Know what direction danger's in. Do you have a fireworks factory down the road? As we learned in Ohio, those things can be there, right? Be careful. Be smart. Don't think you know something. Know that you know it. Know it for a fact. Because when it comes to SHTF, thinking you know might cost you your life. Stay safe, folks. I appreciate you being here. If you're hanging out, if you learned something, if you're enjoying yourself, smash that like button. I mean, just smash it. See, like.
That was easy.
Do it. Do it. We appreciate it. Helps with the algorithm. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you hanging out with me on this very first ever War Room from Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. Y'all stay safe. Out of here.